Comics! Hey everyone, this is Jeff at Outer Worlds Comics, and thanks for joining along on episode 2. I realized on episode 1 there were some audio issues. I think it's just I'm using DaVinci Resolve, never used it before. So then downloading that onto YouTube, it messes up the audio. So I didn't realize that. When I watch it on my computer, it's fine. And on my TV, I got to turn it up a little bit, but it works okay. So anyway, learning lesson. I'm going back to old iMovie. I've used to use that in the past. I know what I'm doing there. So hopefully that solves the problem. So anyway, I thought I'd get into talking about a collection that I picked up in June. This was right out of the gates in May when I started catching the bug again and learning some things. I put out a little notice on our HOA Facebook page. Said, hey, I collect comics. You guys might know me. I live down the street next to the park. I've got the cat that runs around. Everybody knows our cat. He's pretty famous. So I said, hey, I'm new to comics or comic book collecting lately. So, hey, if you've got some comics, I'm interested. So I did get one response, and it was a gentleman down the street who we kind of know. And he said, I do have a box of comics if you'd like to come and look at them. And they were left over from his father, and he brought out a box out on the front porch, and I started digging through them, and I was pretty intrigued. At first, it was kind of a lot of Tarzans and Western stuff and Sad Sack, and there's some coverless stuff in there. Half of the collection was pretty beat up. There was some DC titles that were interesting, like Hawk and Dove and Captain Action, which I'd never heard of, like Land of the Giants. There was some Dell stuff in there. But then there was some Hulk and Silver Surfer and some Batman that caught my eye. Again, I think it's important to note that I don't know or didn't know anything about Golden Age comics. And the key thing is that I really didn't understand that when you get in some of those Golden Age books and like even coverless, even if they're beat up, they could have some value. I just kind of looked at a beat up book and thinking, well, that's shot. It's not worth anything. Really had no idea. So when we got into what does he want, again, I don't spend a ton of money on comics. I'm not at the time really not even used to the idea of spending any kind of considerable money, and I didn't really have it to spend. So I looked at the books, and I knew the Hulk was worth a little bit, and the Silver Surfer might be worth a little bit. So I said, I got $150 to spend. If that works for you, that's what I can give you. And he was like, I think he was surprised even to get that. So he didn't know anything, and I didn't really know anything at the time, other than knowing that it had a couple books in there that were worth something. So he accepted the deal, and I took him home and started going through the box again and really figuring out what was in there. Ultimately, I figured out I had some pretty cool stuff. Actually, one of the books is probably my favorite book in the collection, even more so than that giant size X-Men I showed off in my first video. So I did sell off a lot of the stuff. I didn't get it for reselling or anything. I didn't do it to like make some big profit. But in my mind, as long as I can get my $150 back, I was really excited, and I did better than that ultimately. But the really good stuff, that's staying in my collection until I pass it on, because I love the books that I got. They're pretty cool. So I thought what we do is to go ahead and take a look, and I'll showcase the best books I think I got out of the collection. Start off here with Brother the Geek number 2. I didn't know anything about Brother the Geek, but it turns out it's kind of tied into the psychedelic, I guess, like hippie movement of the late 60s, the Summer of Love, all that stuff that was happening. And of course, I'm into all that with the music scene and my records, and I just kind of love that era as well. So I collect things from that era that I like. So having a comic book that tapped into that, very cool. It's in excellent condition as well. And with that, we have Brother of the Geek number 1, beautiful shape. That's a really cool book. I was thrilled to have it. Next up, I'd see these all the time, these classic illustrateds, and I pass on them because, I see them everywhere, but I do have a few. I love this one because, it's got Frankenstein, and I love the horror stuff. So this is a cool book to have. I kept that one out of the collection there. Next up, was these DC specials. Very cool. Um, yeah, this is DC special number 2. It's in nice shape. And then we had DC special number 1. Pretty good condition as well. The ones I kept, not all in great condition, but some of them actually ended up being fantastic shape for their age. So this one I really like, DC Special number 1. We ended up with a Golden Age Blue Beetle. This is a very cool book, 10-cent book. This is number 21. Cool book. I don't know much about Golden Age Blue Beetle, but it's not in bad shape for its age. We ended up with one Wonder Woman. It's a 12-cent Wonder Woman, number 148. Yeah, I like old Wonder Woman as well, and I don't have a ton of it. I've got a few Silver Age Wonder Womans. I don't think I have any Golden Age Wonder Womans, but yeah, I was happy to get that. We got some World's Finest. That's another Golden Age World's Finest. Pretty cool. I actually kind of love all of these Golden Age World's Finest. The covers are pretty crazy. I think this is number 87. Pretty cool. And we have number 77, World's Finest. Very cool. I think I'm going to start collecting more of these. I mean, I would love to really get into Golden Age collecting, so I do always have my eye open for it. So pretty excited to get this one. We have we have a Superman, 12 center. Got, it's a Brainiac on there. And Luther, pretty cool book to have. Yeah, so I was excited to have that. We have a Superman 136. That's the featuring the man who married Lois Lane. I love all of these Golden Age Superman stories. They're quirky. I feel like James Gunn is going to tap into this kind of some of this stuff that happened back in the Golden Age, Silver Age, Superman, World's Finest. I'm feeling it in that trailer, so I'm very excited for that. And then we have a Phantom Stranger number 1. It's in really excellent condition as well, so happy to have that. All right, and then after Phantom Stranger, this starts getting into the books that really, really excited me when I got them in my collection, and that would be starting with Doctor Strange number 180. Eternity is one of my favorite characters. I love the Marvel Cosmic Universe. I love the characters in the Cosmic Universe. This cover has always been something I've actually been aware of. It's just been it's just one of iconic Kirby cover, and I just love it. And very cool to have this in my collection. Next up was a very cool book, Batman 156. Thrilled to have this in the collection. I mean, that's another iconic cover as well. Yeah, I mean, gosh, it's not in the best shape. It's not horrible. But, I mean, this is a classic Batman cover, so happy to have that one. And then we got a Batman 165. Nothing crazy here, but it's an older Batman. I was happy to have it. It's not in the best shape. And now we get into the big boys that really thrilled me. So we have, well, this isn't a big boy, but this is cool. It's a Detective Comics number 308. This helped me kind of learn Detective Comics, from the Golden Age or Silver Age. And there's not a cover that I kind of don't love. I just love these Golden Age. They're so kind of silly, and the villains are wild, and so I just kind of got really turned on by all of these, and certainly have my eyes open for them. As I'm getting more and more into collecting now, I've learned a little bit more about them. But I mean, Batman and Superman have some wild people that they fight. So the Flame Master, such a cool cover, loved it. Here we go with The Witching Hour number 2. I didn't know anything about Witching Hour when I got this collection. This is, again, this is back in June of last year. I didn't really know that I would be getting into collecting horror comics. And that's a whole nother, I'll make another video about my horror comic collection and that side of my passion. But either way, this was a learning experience for me on this title, and ended up being several other titles after that. But getting a Witching Hour #2 in really nice condition as well. That's a real treat. I mean, such a cool cover. I think this is Neal Adams. I should have again done the research. I haven't done that yet. I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants as I get going and making these videos. But very, very cool cover. This is the first one I saw in the collection. I need to get a better bag and board situation on this. But this is probably from when I originally started doing bagging and boarding on these comics. But yeah, I got Silver Surfer #2. This is a very cool book to have, and was thrilled to see it in the collection because I love Silver Surfer. I have a pretty nice Silver Surfer collection. I don't have a lot from this original run. I have this one in #7. I think #7 is like the first appearance of Frankenstein in Marvel Comics. I could be wrong about that as well. But yes, happy to have Silver Surfer #2. It's not in horrible condition. There's a little something going on over there, color break, but I mean, thrilled to get this one. And next up, this was a learning lesson for me. Batman #65. This is a Golden Age 10-cent book. When I saw this, it's in really beat up condition, really beat up. But a classic cover, very cool. You got Catwoman right there. I mean, it's pretty bright still for having as much conditions issues as it has. The pages are attached. So this helped me learn that even a book in this condition can still hold some value because of its age. It's a low number. I mean, 65 Batman. That's pretty cool. So this one I'll always keep in my collection. Thrilled to have it. Getting these low numbers of Batman will be something. I don't spend high dollars on comics yet. I'm still kind of picking away at the under $100 books for the most part. But so thrilled to have this in the collection. Very cool cover. But these ones I'm really thrilled to have them. So this is the Witching Hour #1. This is a very cool book to have. Getting a #1 Witching Hour. It is in fantastic condition as well. I mean, it could be a 9.0, honestly, or maybe even higher. It's fantastic condition. So yeah, I had no idea what it was. When I brought it home and started researching, I was like, oh wow, this is actually worth a little money here, and this is pretty cool. So absolutely thrilled to have this. This is one of my, I would say, favorite books in my entire collection. So really, really excited to have it. And then last but not least, my favorite book out of the box of comics down the street was this Detective Comics 241 Rainbow Batman. It's an incredible cover. Not in the greatest shape. It's got a seam split down the middle. It's got some issues for sure. But this was, again, me learning that even in not great condition, a book like this can still hold considerable value. It was a learning lesson for me as far as the crazy covers that were going on back during the golden age of comics. So, I mean, I didn't know that Batman had a rainbow selection of costumes. Robin is claiming this is red. I think this is more of a pinkish red in my mind. Even it's not a straight pink, but man, it's right in the middle there, isn't it? So beautiful, beautiful comic book. I love it. And I kind of look at this one as the one that helped me learn a lot. And I will definitely get this graded. I don't know if I don't know if I'll take the chance of a clean and press on this one because it does have some issues, but the spine's still attached pretty solidly. So, maybe I'll do that. I'll let an expert be the judge of that. But yeah, Detective Comics, Rainbow Batman. It's one of my favorite books in my collection, if not my favorite book in my collection. All right, guys. So there you go. That's a rundown of the books I picked up. This was last June. Picked them up down the street. Got them for a really nice deal. Again, a deal that I didn't know I was getting, honestly. I didn't know how good of a deal I was getting. I didn't know anything about these books, didn't know anything about Golden Age, didn't know anything about condition, and how you can still get some value out of those Golden Age books, even in bad condition. So really excited to have these books in my collection. Let me know what you think. Did I get a good deal? I think I did. And if you have any other thoughts on kind of how I did that, I should note that this Deadpool shirt my daughter made for me for Christmas. This is custom made. So yeah, let me know what you think. Hit like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.